What's up, plant people? So for today's video, I figured we could just sit outside. It's a really beautiful day. So if you hear any insects or dogs in the background, just ignore them. As you can tell by the title, today's video, I will be talking about having a plant hobby in the South. Many plant YouTubers are either in the north part of the US or the West Coast, East Coast, or basically just a different country. And I don't really see a lot of people in Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, Louisiana, states like that. So I just wanted to touch on what it's like having this hobby in a southern state like that. Currently, I am in Mississippi, and I have lived here for about 20 years. For that other year, I was in Florida and Colorado, so I've been here for a while. So first, there is not a lot of plant nurseries in the southern states. I know that near me, I have only 2 plant nurseries, and they are primarily focused on landscaping. So they have lots of outside plants and plants to like decorate your yard. But as far as houseplants go, they don't really have a lot of options. The ones that they do have are more for arrangements like birthdays or funerals or something like that. So I don't really find a lot of the ones that are new or ones that I necessarily want to add to my collection. Another thing is that I've noticed there's not a lot of plant groups either. On Facebook or in person, whatever it is, there's just not a lot. When I was in, once again, Florida and Colorado, there were so many groups that were even just for that one city. And in here, we have a group for the county, and there's maybe a post like once a week, and it's normally like a landscaping plant rather than a house plant. So there's not a lot of people my age that I can talk to about this hobby that are near me. And going back to the plant nurseries and how there's not that many, there's also not a lot of plant stores in general. We still have big box stores like Lowe's and Home Depot, but they don't really concern themselves with the house plants too much. They're more on the landscaping side as well. I've noticed that the plants here in Mississippi are more likely to have bugs on them than in other states. And there are also plants that are really common, like pothos or phoetonias, just lots of those types of plants. Nothing new that I can add to my collection because they're just not really, it's just not really popular here. I'm sorry that I keep moving the camera. My phone just kept slipping. I actually have it sitting on a plant, a Ripsalis plant. So that's why it just kept turning. And then lastly, another thing about living in the South is crazy weather changes. So we pretty much have thunderstorms daily, especially in the summertime. And when seasons start to change, especially in the spring and fall, there's lots of temperature drops. So it can be like upwards 90s during the day and then drop down to 40s at night, which is pretty extreme. So you have to be cautious about what plants are outside. You just have to make sure that they're not going to get sun damage or cold damage, whether they're by the window or outside. So how to make the best of things. Going back to the weather in the South, we have a longer summer season. It practically starts mid-spring and then lasts until November. And even I remember last year and the year before, I was wearing shorts on Christmas. So it stays pretty warm here about 75% of the year. So because of that, you have a longer growth season and then a shorter dormant season. Another option is online shopping. I know that we might not have a lot of stores here in the South, but at least we have the opportunity to get it online on stores like Etsy or online plant shops. A lot of the plants that I have now, I would not have been able to have access to it here, and I was lucky to get a few of them in Colorado and Florida that I wouldn't be able to get here. And then my last piece of advice is just start your own plant groups. You can start your own Facebook group or even a group among your friends and share your knowledge, share your plant cuttings, you know, be a teacher. It can still be fun even though, you know, you don't have hundreds of people on a certain group. You can still share what you know, and that can be fun. Alright, so that was my video on having a houseplant hobby in the South. I haven't really seen a lot of videos like this, so hopefully if you watched it, you learned a little more about what it's like living here. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below, and I will also leave all of my links, such as my Instagram or Etsy, in the description. If you'd like to, definitely hit that subscribe button. I have about 70-ish subscribers right now, and so when I hit 100, that will be a day of celebration. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that you're having a wonderful week, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.